Hey everybody, Drew here from Pella Cars. Super excited to bring you guys this beautiful 2009 Toyota Corolla LE with only 99,345 miles on it. It's from Ohio, and the area that it comes from gets about 60 inches of snow per year, which is about half of what we get here in Rochester, New York. So it's extremely clean underneath compared to a Rochester car, clean in general, and we're going to look under there in detail. There's also some photos from some particular angles, but in the video here we're going to get underneath as best we can and take a good look together. So it's extremely clean. The same owner had it since it was 5 months old. Not sure if that's because it sat at the the new Toyota dealership for a while, or if it did have a 5-month owner in the beginning, but it has been or was with that same owner for all but a couple months of its life, and they were obsessive about how they took care of it, and we're going to cover that in this video, as well as we happen to walk by that evidence of that. So we'll start up front with flaws. We ship a lot of cars. We ship about 40% of our sales go to other states, and we do these videos so there's no surprises when the cars arrive. Of course, we'd love to meet you in person. We're way out in the middle of nowhere, as you see here. But only 5 minutes from the village of Brockport. Plenty of room to test drive without the congestion of other cars, and we'd love to meet you and have you do that. But if you want to buy it online, you can. And back to no surprises. There's a little bit of fading on the headlights, as you may be able to tell in the video, and by my gloves and my coveralls. It is like 20 degrees and windy, so there's a couple things on this car that will be done before you pick it up, and that will be a polishing of these headlights. Do know, of course, anytime a headlight's polished, it eventually does come back. It's just the nature of plastic. So there is not much to speak of on the front bumper. Some scuffs here that have been touched up, which, by the way, is an indication of somebody that cares about their car. Let's see. It looks like there is another light scratch there that's touched up. Very caring owner. There was a ding in the hood, a little chip right there, and a tiny, tiny ding. Let's see if I can get that for you guys right there. So if you see the roof of the building, like right that line of the roof of the building, right there is a tiny little ding. Stood out to me, so it might stand out to you. Coming along the side, here's another good indication that this was a really well cared for car. These tires are almost brand new. They've got, I'd say, probably 9/32 left, which is 95, almost 100% of their tread. They've still got the little fuzzies, but they are Cooper Endeavors. I actually, not to make it too personal, but just put these on my mom's Camry. These are very, very good tires. They're like almost Michelin level, but a decent chunk less. I don't even know if they make Michelins in this size anymore, but this is a very expensive tire. When a person who's had a car for 15, 16 years goes to shop for tires and buys the most expensive option, that's a really good indication they cared about things like oil changes as well, which, by the way, it's current in this car, but we change it anyways. Every car comes with a full synthetic oil and filter change. Little scuff right there. Might have some touch-up paint in this color, not sure. This is just an area that was missed washing it, so nothing there to worry about. Looks like a little chip right there. Not much to speak of. There's another scuff here that previous owner touched up. They were a little scuff right here as well. They were very, very meticulous with their car. You might have noticed the tinted windows. They're very, very light. Like if I walk up to the car, you could see in. So there's a chance you can see me too. Hello, how are you? There's a chance that they'll be able to come that way if New York State has a problem with it. If it's brought up at the inspection, unfortunately, they won't come that way. The back one will. But there's a 50-50 chance that New York will give us trouble about these windows. Of course, if we ship it to you, we'll leave them on. These things are great. They allow you to crack the window a little bit in the rain for fresh air without, getting wet. And it was not a smoker's vehicle, by the way. A lot of smokers' vehicles have those so people could flick their cigarette, but this was definitely not a smoker's vehicle. I don't even think they ate in it. It has the bumper protector on the back, which is awesome. Saved the bumper from a lot of drama. There are a couple little touched up chips right here. As promised, we'll go underneath together. Just look at the straps on the gas tank and the bottoms, some of the bolts. The exhaust has been replaced, by the way. Just absolutely remarkable under here. That should be the inside of that kind of like cupped big thick beam with the little metal bar in it. On a Rochester Corolla, even 5 years ago, that would just be all crusted and brown and falling apart. So just absolutely incredible under there. There's a good chance they were the type that washed their car a lot too. Again, being from somewhere that gets half of the snowfall we get, that helps, but it looks like it's a little bit more than that, like they just washed their car a lot and took care of it. So there is this scuff right here, which you can see. It looks like it's been touched up. Very, again, not to beat a dead horse, but very caring owner. We'll go underneath here real quick. As you see, no rust anywhere to speak of. Just absolutely fantastic. There's a scuff on the mirror right there. Inside the car is as close to perfect as a 2009 is going to get. The seats are perfect, no smells, no odors. This will be taken care of before the car's picked up. That is just a scuff from moving it around. Same thing with the mat. That's wet from my own feet. That'll be re-shampooed before you pick it up or before we deliver it. Just perfect in here. The dashboard's perfect. You'll notice it's not all like shiny with, stuff to make it look good. It actually looks good by itself. Back seat looks like it wasn't even used. There are a couple, like something splashed right there. Again, that may have happened in the logistics of trying to bring this car to you guys in the middle of a brutal Rochester winter, but that will be taken care of. Might as well show you inside the trunk. It's pretty darn clean in there too. There's this one spot, not sure we can get that out, but that one spot, carpeted package in here that goes with the floor mat package on these Corollas. As you see, spare tire and nothing concerning going on inside there. They also did, by the way, Toyotas, it's a little trick, of this era, they all had the VIN tag, which is a good indication that no panels on the car have been replaced. But this one also has this theft deterrent system, which is pretty cool. More things caring owners spend money on that folks that don't take care of their cars don't. Perfect passenger seat and just a couple tiny marks in the passenger mat, which again should come out no problem. As it sits, it's in the top 5%. It should be in the top 3% by the time you get it. Over here, again, perfect as well. Show you under the hood. Not much to look at with all the plastic covers and all that jazz, but it's an awesome motor. It's the 1.8 liter with the dual variable valve timing, so it's very good on gas, but it's also very powerful. So pink coolant, an indication that it's been maintained with the proper fluids, not like just generic aftermarket fluids. The oil in it is clean, but only has about 2,000 miles left to go on the oil change, which is really a good indication of the car's overall health. If it was very dirty or low, that is not a good thing. So inside here, it's a Corolla from, the late 2000s, so it doesn't have crazy features, so to speak. But it does have airbags, 6 airbags, so all 4 outboard passengers have something to protect their heads against the glass. And those are called side curtain airbags. They come down from the ceiling. And then it has side airbags in the bolster of the front seats that'll protect your hips and ribs if you're sitting in the front. Of course, it has this airbag and that airbag over there as well. It has an auxiliary-in stereo, which is by no means horrible. And for like $15, you could get a gizmo on Amazon that plugs into your cigarette lighter and connects to your phone and then beams your music to the FM radio. We also do install backup cameras if you require one for an extra cost. You could reach out about that and we could discuss it. And what else? It has cruise control, power windows, power locks, power mirrors, and keyless entry. The battery and the key is dead. That will be replaced, of course, before it's picked up. So 99,300, I said 45, but it's actually 342 miles on it. It's got the combo meter, which is awesome. It can show you temperature, your miles per gallon, all that jazz. And again, it's automatic. So I'm going to take you guys for a ride. We'll get you up to some highway speeds. These Corollas, they have the nice old school 4-speed automatic transmission, which is super smooth. It's got more than enough power, and with the, they were still aiming for smooth instead of sporty back then. So just a really, really pleasant car on the road. Being a Corolla, not a Camry, you do hear the road a little bit. You can feel little things that you might not in a larger and more expensive car. Much, much less so. I hate to pick on anybody, but much less so than like a Civic or a Chevy Cruze. It's just a much, you can tell Toyota was trying to make a miniature Camry, which is kind of no shimmies, no pulls, no drama. So I'll go to the end of the, well, we're technically on a, well, anyways, I'll go to the end here and I'll turn around and we'll do some highway speeds again with my hand off the wheel. This is a little bit of a bumpy road, which is a good thing because you'd hear like clunking and banging around if there was problems. But again, just a much, much smoother car than Civic. Again, I don't want to pick on anybody, but you know, Civic, Mazda 3, they were going for isolation from the road, and you can tell. Always been a fan of the Corolla and the Camry. Once you get up into like Mercedes, Lexus, there's less of a compromise, but with less expensive cars. By the way, we're going 70. These bumps here, take my hands off the wheel. Perfectly straight, on the brakes again really hard. No shakes, no shimmies, no drama, nothing. But anyways, so at, you know, this car was, you know, well under $20,000 new. Seems like forever ago that was a thing. You know, there was a compromise between sportiness and quietness and comfort and all that jazz, and this car opted for comfort, which is really nice on the open road. Not many inexpensive cars are this comfortable anymore. So yeah, just a wonderful car. But anyways, I'm Drew. I hope the video helps you make your decision. If you want to purchase this car and have it shipped to you, you can initiate that through our website, www.pellacars.com, or just call me, 585-771-0111. Again, we would love to meet you and have you test drive it. As long as you don't drive that way, you're going to find nothing but just open roads, maybe the occasional deer to watch out for, but there's not a lot of congestion out here. We'd love to have you come and test drive and you know, and pick it up the traditional way. Of course, we have license plates in stock. If you're a New York State resident, it comes inspected and we can put plates on it right on the spot. Full synthetic oil and filter change. And hey, by the way, if this video was just helpful for car shopping in general, we'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Time tends to go by funny. I think in 20 years, seeing all these cars that will be pretty much disappeared by then, you know, showcased like this will be kind of precious. So if you're just a car enthusiast and you want to see more like this, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. So we hope to meet you soon. Take care and thanks for your time. Bye.